Hello, it's Martin Gummer here from New Leaf International. Just doing one of these short videos that we do from time to time. When we're running change programs, one of the things that we include as a component in that is one-to-one coaching with managers who are key to the change program. And we get into general management discussions. And one of the things that we find that we occasionally have to reiterate is the basic infrastructure required to be an effective manager and therefore be an active component, if you like, within a transformational change program. And here on this slide there are 10 key elements that a manager should have. Some of them are tools, some of them are associated with meetings, and some are personal aids to that person. And I'm not going to go into the detail of each of them, but let's just see how they join up. So here's the manager that we're coaching. The one thing that that manager needs is a picture of where that part of the business that he or she manages is going. So what is that vision? Now, we're not talking about a big signed up, framed poster. We're talking about a couple of paragraphs that manager describes and talks and can virtually remember word for word that he or she uses in various different situations. The sort of situations that we're going to talk about in the meeting structure as well. What drops down from that picture of where the manager wants the business to go is a plan. And as basic as a plan can be, what we encourage is that there are 3 or 4 key objectives for that area of the business. There are associated targets associated with that, which we've called goals, and the how to implement and achieve those objectives are our strategies. And those strategies are tracked through measures. So the manager has a picture of where the department's going or the organisation, that depends on what level the manager is, and also as a plan. Then how that plan gets implemented is larger strategies should be chartered projects where people reporting to him or he or she leads, and a team is formed with its own objectives and strategies and measures of success, etc. Or individuals within that part of the organisation have personal plans that are smaller than chartered projects but are addressing those strategies. So in terms of giving direction to the business, that's the basic fundamentals that every manager should have. The manager should also be good at managing their time. So the proportion of things that they put into their weekly diary and the following week and the week after that must have a proportion of free space for tackling unexpected things, which happens to all managers, but also to review how people are implementing strategies towards the vision. Also, a to-do list, as simple as it seems, needs to be updated every day, every week, and that then forms part of what goes into that diary. The other part that often managers don't have, unless it's been cascaded down through the business, is their own personal development plan. So having their own personal development plan, the way they go about supporting their business and the way they go towards leading and managing the meeting structure, which is all part of communication, is also to develop their skills that are identified within the personal development plan. Okay, so the third part is what meeting infrastructure should a manager have? Well, not many, but a certain amount of team meetings. And of course, team meetings are driven by what the department or the organisation is doing to deliver the performance and the improvements that have been identified through the vision and the plan. And team activity should stay within team meetings. However, each individual that reports to this manager should have their own one-to-one meetings. And those one-to-one meetings should be 50% helping and aiding the delivery of performance, but the other half is their own personal development. And one-to-one should always be split between those two activities. Otherwise, people dread going to those one-to-ones sometimes because they're just all about the results that haven't been achieved. And the development and the results are two things that should go together. The third element to meetings, and unfortunately some managers never find the time to do this, but that is to informal tours and walks around their organisation, no agenda as such, just asking how people are doing, what issues they might be having. So some managers are nervous about this because they think they're going to get bombarded with lists of things to do. But how they're done, the style in which they're done, can be very powerful. And in a change programme, the manager sometimes doesn't do these informal walks and talks because they think they need to know the answers. But actually, one of the most powerful things about informal walking and talking is that opportunity for the manager to say, this is new to me as well. I'm learning as well. What do you think about this? Let's try and work on this together a little bit. And that gives quite a lot of empowerment and energy to the individuals in the workforce. So, I'm not saying we should have lots of meetings, but we should have some. But meetings should only be about 45 minutes long. And they rely on good purpose, objectives and agenda, i.e. good planning. But good planning will only come from good personal planning as well. So there's 10 components that every manager should have in his or her toolbox as the fundamentals of being an effective manager. Okay, thank you very much.